Welcome to the Behind Reality channel. In this video, I'll be breaking down the hidden meaning and negative programming in the new music video by Kanye West and Travis Scott, Father. On March 28, 2026, the joint music video for Kanye West and Travis Scott's song, Father, premiered. The clip quickly became one of the most talked about music videos in the world, racking up over 14 million views in just 2 weeks. The rapper's latest creation feels like a surreal dream filled with strange characters, and at first glance, it seems completely meaningless. But in reality, every detail in the video is intentional and carries a specific message. Together, they form a coherent picture that may contain information about the elite's plans for the near future. The director of the new Kanye and Travis video is Bianca Censori. According to Bianca, she intended the clip to be a dream film. She explains the collision of incompatible characters in a confined space as an attempt to show the intersection of different dimensions. The fact that the video resembles a dream, where everything is absurd and illogical, ties into the theory that our world is not real. According to this theory, everything around us is a projection of consciousness, and nothing else exists in the universe. Our surroundings are visualized by consciousness, much like dreams. The action of the video takes place inside a Catholic church. The church may symbolize the material world, which humans perceive as the one true reality. In truth, it's a trap created by a demiurge. In the church shown in the video, there is no God, just as there is no God in the material world. The true divine world lies beyond these artificial backdrops, and every person's task is to find the path to it. Looking at the church's attendees, you'll notice that all of them are black. The only exception is Michael Jackson, who is also African American by birth. This casting choice carries a deep symbolism mixed with bitter irony. Until the mid-19th century, black people were slaves. Since the church represents the material world, all of its parishioners, meaning all people on the planet, are prisoners who have lost their freedom. Now let's take a closer look at who is inside the church. On the left side, you can see 5 men who are members of the church choir. In Catholic tradition, the choir represents the voice of the faithful turned toward God, a symbol of harmony and divine order. In the video, the men don't sing. They just move side to side and clap their hands. Thus, the choir symbolizes a false order, stripped of true meaning and substance. Notice that at the beginning of the video, the men move in sync, but toward the end, they fall out of step. This shows the destabilization of the material world, its descent into a chaotic dream. Next, there's a magician sitting in the front row. Initially, he has playing cards in his hands. At one point, he pulls a small book from his pocket, and it bursts into flames. The magician stares at it, mesmerized, then blows out the fire. He puts the book back in his pocket and returns to his cards. For the rest of the video, he shuffles the deck and performs card tricks. Pay attention to the mannequin woman sitting next to him. He interacts with her as if she were a living person. The magician is a symbol of deception, illusion, and human vices. The burning book in his hands may represent a false scripture, a substitute for truth. The man performs tricks, believing himself to be a magician capable of miracles. But in reality, he is consumed by a meaningless illusion. His interaction with a mannequin indicates that he has lost the ability to tell real from fake. Overall, the magician is a collective image of people completely immersed in the affairs of the material world and blinded by their own self-importance. Right behind the magician and the mannequin, you can see 2 nuns. One is praying fervently, while the other has fallen asleep on her friend's shoulder. After some time, police officers enter the church and lead the sleeping nun away, as if she were a dangerous criminal. This scene is highly symbolic. One woman plays by the system's rules, while the other breaks them. According to one interpretation, it is through sleep that one can gain freedom and enter the true spiritual world. From this perspective, the sleeping nun really does pose a threat to the system. Her arrest is an attempt to prevent an escape from the simulation. Now let's look at the characters sitting in the second row. On the back bench, we see Michael Jackson. According to official information, the singer passed away in 2009. However, many believe he faked his death to escape debt and pressure from the system. Unlike the other parishioners, Jackson remains motionless throughout the video. This could mean that Michael is still alive and still in the material world, but because everyone believes he is dead, he cannot show himself in this reality. Directly in front of Jackson sits a woman with a child. Apparently, the boy is bored with everything happening in the church. Midway through the video, when his mother is distracted, the child crawls under the pew, approaches the altar, and blows out a candle. Later, he trips a man carrying a cake. Notice that the boy's mother is clearly not human. The storyline with the child carries a special symbolism. We see that children naturally resist the system and imposed rules. The boy's actions are spontaneous attempts to break the illusion. The fact that the mother is an alien and that she is raising him symbolically hints at the takeover of human minds by entities from lower realms. They secretly control humanity and instill specific programs from early childhood. In the front row, there are two elderly women. One is knitting, and the other is constantly adjusting her outfit. Knitting may symbolize the weaving of the veil of illusion. The woman absorbed in this task is fully immersed in the processes of the material world. The second old woman is fixated on outward appearance and the need to meet society's expectations. Together, they are perfect cogs in the system, ensuring its stability. Next to the old women sat Kanye West. The rapper remained motionless until astronauts entered the church and removed his mask, revealing an alien underneath. This scene can be called one of the most symbolic. Viewers are shown openly that Hollywood and show business stars are no longer human. They are entities from lower realms, and soon they may be presented to people as guests from another planet. In addition to the people initially inside the church, other characters appear. First, a priest enters the hall. He takes his place behind the altar, lights candles, and begins to preach. The Holy Father shows no reaction to any of the strange events unfolding in the church. He seems not to notice them. The priest may symbolize distorted, organized religions that keep a person trapped in the system. They provide the illusion of meaning and order, making the backdrop feel real. Later in the video, a knight on a black horse rides into the church. He may represent the third horseman of the apocalypse, who brings famine. Thus, the video sets a negative program for the near future. The priest blesses the knight, meaning religion fully accepts and approves of the apocalyptic scenario. After the sleeping nun is led out of the church, a beauty pageant contestant enters. Behind her follows a tall man in a white suit. When the model stops, the man picks her up in his arms and carries her away. At that moment, a photographer wearing a gas mask crawls out from under the altar, takes a few pictures, and runs off. The girl may symbolize representatives of the fashion and beauty industry who have become false idols in the modern world. The photographer in a gas mask may symbolize the spiritual poisoning of the material world and its false values. The next scene in the video is the wedding of Travis Scott to twin brides. Initially, the singer enters the church wearing an alien mask. Stopping at the altar, he removes the mask, and then two twin brides approach him. Behind them, you can see a man carrying a cake who trips over the boy's leg and drops it. The cake falls, and it becomes clear that it is not real. After that, almost everyone present rises from their seats and leaves the church. This episode of the video depicts a Masonic initiation ritual, presented as a path to truth and an escape from the material world. Travis removes his alien mask himself. He frees himself from outside influence and reveals his true human essence. The twin brides reference the Masonic pillars Jachin and Boaz, symbolizing the balance of opposing forces. Marrying them represents overcoming duality and accepting the unity of good and evil. The cake is a symbol of worldly joy, celebration, and abundance. It falls and turns out to be fake, meaning that everything valued in the material world is ultimately just an illusion. After completing all stages of the initiation, Travis leaves the church, holding the hands of the twin brides. Almost everyone present follows him. This shows the possibility of escaping the system through Masonic rituals. But we don't see where all the parishioners end up. In the window, you can only see an alien spaceship flying away. According to one interpretation, behind the aliens hide demons. In this case, the ending symbolically shows that people were seduced and lured into a trap under the guise of salvation. In the final shots of the video, a man carrying a large cross enters the now empty church. At the very beginning of the video, you could see him walking past the window. This character remains the only person who never doubted his faith. At first glance, his actions seem foolish. While everyone else supposedly gained freedom, this man remains locked inside the material world. But in reality, he is the one who was not deceived and did not follow the demons. Thus, in Kanye West and Travis Scott's new music video for Father, the material world is portrayed as a nightmarish, absurd dream from which one must find a way out. Masonic ritual and accepting aliens as saviors are offered as the path to salvation. But in truth, all of this will be a grand deception of the devil, and only those who never waver in their faith will be saved. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button,